Hello, this is Anthony Manning, and welcome to My Journey to Kent. My traveller this time is Junhan Xu from China, who is studying international business with us, and who is also the president of the university's China Society. Hi Junhan, thanks for joining us today.
Hi sir, thank you for having me.
I just wondered if we could start your journey by asking you to tell us a bit about where you call home.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from China, Jiangsu, which is my hometown. It's actually a big city, and I've living there for a long time since I was a child. But since I chose Kent, and you will know why, I love a different home. So I think home is a place where I can be quiet and relax. I prefer the countryside of the city because it's an easy place to rest after a busy day. I also like the countryside a lot because I'm able to get close to the nature every day, like in Kent. And on weekends, I can have a party with family and friends in the garden, or go hiking, which I love, and bathing in the sun on the lawn. So this is my ideal home, and Kent suits it all.
And can you tell us a bit more about what you're studying with us at the University of Kent?
Sure. My major is international business, and I'm year 3 right now. I like the business world, and I want to contribute to the business world in my way. I like a more ethical way, because I've seen many bad stuff about the business or the company. So I want to, from what I learned, to change change it, yeah, in some degree.
Brilliant. So what kind of changes do you want to bring forward to your mission?
Because I feel like in some business or companies, they always conflict and fight each other. They reach the interest in whatever risk or whatever cost. So I think the kindness and sometimes to understand each other is way more important in the whole business world, or in the view of the future business world.
Yeah, and maybe by having a kinder approach to the business world, we can also have more achievements in the long term.
Yeah, I agree.
Great. Well, that's really insightful. And do you feel that what you're learning at Kent helps you with that approach to ethical business?
Yeah, definitely, because many of my classes and those professors emphasize on the ethics base a lot, because I think, especially in China, like our economics grow so fast, but I think there are still some problems in it. So I think, but we move in a right way right now. So I think the ethical business in the future will become the most important part. Yeah, and I learned a lot of the knowledge in ethical side from the professors and the courses. So I really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thank you for telling us that. I wanted to ask you now a bit more about why you chose to come to the UK and to the University of Kent. How did you find out about us?
Before coming to the UK, I studied in a program called NCUK in Shanghai. And I chose Kent after considering my academic performance and my expectation for the university. And it turns out a great decision to choose Kent. And in terms of the UK, through the TV series and movies I watched when I was a child, I found the country is so beautiful, and the people there are all gentle and graceful, and of course it has an excellent education system. And regarding Kent, I would say it is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. It's beautiful and quiet, which suits my needs, where I can enjoy my life and focus on study here.
Brilliant. And so you felt that your image of the UK lived up to your expectations when you arrived? Did you think it matched
Yeah,
what you thought? Yeah,
it definitely matched.
brilliant. And so I wanted to ask you now, you've described your journey from um, uh, you've described your journey towards studying in the UK. Have you met any obstacles or problems along the way that you have had to overcome?
Definitely. I met obstacles all the time because uh, because I made mistakes and bad decisions all the time. So basically, the most difficult obstacles I met is the void sometimes occurred, which made me sad. The mental health stuff, and I think I filled it by finding meaningful stuff to do, like volunteering and hiking, which I love, and cooking, working out with my friends, and meditation sometimes.
So you've been learning about mindfulness and taking on all sorts of new hobbies, it sounds like.
Yeah, it
Brilliant.
really helps.
And what have you found the most interesting of those things that you've done? Are you now a good cook? You mentioned cooking.
Yes, my mom said I become a good chef after I went to UK. So I cook a lot for my family. Yeah, I
Brilliant.
just cooked steak yesterday for my parents. Delicious, they said.
Fantastic. So can I ask you now, you know, we're talking about your journey to Kent. What are some of the most important things you've seen or done since you've been here? What are the sights that you have seen?
Well, I think the most beautiful sight I've seen in Kent is Dover, White Cliff. I went there like over 10 times, like in the 2 years I stayed in Kent. And every time I went there, I mean, for fresh air and the beautiful sea view, and it's great. And I actually, in the journey, I met my best friend uh, on the way to Dover. So yeah, I see this quite precious experience.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And of
Yeah.
course, I know you've been involved with supporting other Chinese students during your time while you've been at the University of Kent. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah. Because I'm the chairman of the Chinese Society now, and last year I was a member of Chinese Society. So when the pandemic COVID-19 came, so like all people are in panic. So we want to figure out what we can help people to calm down and actually give them the real help. So luckily, the Chinese embassy contacted us, say they can offer us some pandemic supplies, and they need us to organize and deliver the supplies to our students. So we said, of course, we have to do that to help the students here. So we contact students and collect the human resource we have and design the roadmap to those students' home. And we made it. And we gave over 400 supply packages to our Chinese students. And of course, some of our community, like the teachers and other students as well. So I feel like our community and our society cohere more, and I really like the feeling like people stay together and fight against the COVID-19. Yeah, I like the feeling.
That's an amazing achievement, and I believe you delivered packages all over Kent, not just in Canterbury.
Oh yeah, some students live in Ramsgate and Margate, and of course our Medway campus students, we send the package by the parcel in the mail. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Well done. I wanted to then ask you, through your experience, what's the biggest life lesson that you have learnt?
Well, like every time I made a mistake or bad decisions, I learned some from it. So the biggest lesson I learned is karma. So it's a word from Buddhism, and it's a wisdom of life, which I learned which changed my life actually. And it taught me to recognize the course of adversity and to become and change the bad situation right now by working hard. And it's actually made my life different and made it much less confused.
Wow, brilliant. Well, that's really useful and something we could all learn from in many ways. My next question to you is what advice would you give to other students who are following in your footsteps? And I know you are already doing that in many respects because you're helping with the induction of new Chinese students when they arrive in the UK.
Oh yes. So because of the different culture, different backgrounds, and especially some of them first came abroad for study, so they have some difficulty adapting to the new culture. So our society held orientation event for the students, help them to get through the difficult time and help them to adapt to the environment as soon as possible. So in terms of the advice, I would say being kind is first priority, and confident, and work hard and wisely.
Brilliant.
And secondly, don't dwell on the past or the future. Always focus on the mind and behavior right here, right now. I think it helped me a lot, and I hope it helps the students a lot, of course.
That's great advice. Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And so we've been on this journey with you from learning about your home to learning about your studies and what you've been doing at Kent. I wanted to ask you a bit now about your future. Although you said you're not too fixated on the future, maybe you do have already some plans for what you'd like to do after graduation. What's your next destination?
My next destination, I would say, actually, I'm still planning my career. I have tried a lot of different jobs, like the teachers, like the bilingual teachers, and public relations internship I did, and the marketing. And I'm still explore more opportunities and possibilities. And I think I will do a master degree in business field to improve my skills and after graduate from Kent. And the next stop is to find a job I love and contribute to it with my passion and skills I learned. And of course, my ultimate goal is to better the world. But it seems very big, but I will do in my way. I think I can figure it out in some time, and spread the kindness and wisdom I learned. And I think the success per se for me is to improve myself and become totally awakened and then better the world. Brilliant.
Thank you very much for sharing your journey with us today. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.